Hello, my name is Zhuo Qiding. Recently, I read a book called Profit Confidence written by Don A. Mo. As a student studying organizational behavior, I have been deeply impressed and wanted to share it with you. Profit confidence mainly tells us how to correctly understand, assess, and adjust confidence. Some of its values are very innovative, such as assigning confidence for state, adjusting confidence in the middle way, and predicting confidence in the future. After reading this book, I think it is very important for organizational behavior students because as future managers, they often have to make critical decisions in the midst of the uncertainty. And overconfidence or lack of confidence in this situation can lead to serious consequences. Well, this book will help them because it tells us the relationship between the confidence and the decision making. Students can learn how to get the best states of the confidence, how to avoid overconfidence, and so on. It is a great addition to the lessons about confidence, and it is good for students to read this book after class, which will give them a deeper understanding of the knowledge in the class. Through reading this book, I think I have learned three very useful ideas. The first, which I learned when reading chapter 2, is that we need to avoid overconfidence and learn to reflect on ourselves. Overconfidence is a necessary quality that a manager should have, but it should be matched with his actual ability, and overconfidence caused by cognitive bias is undesirable. So we need to develop critical thinking, identify our shortcomings through constant self-reflection, so that we can avoid overconfidence and make the most appropriate decisions in a changing organizational environment. The second idea comes from Chat 7, that confidence and humility are not opposites. I can see that a true confident person will have the confidence to remain humble. As we all know, organization is very complex. If we just rely on our own confidence, it means that the fate of the organization will be determined by the personal quality of the leader. But not everyone is Steve Jobs or Bill Gates. And as an ordinary person, if we want to make the right decisions, we need to humbly listen to the wisdom from within the organizational and even the competitors, whether it is criticism or approval. The third idea comes from chapter 8, which is that we should find the middle way of the confidence. I think that it is very similar to the idea of the Chinese philosophy Confucius, that is, the garden mean. It means that the overconfidence or low confidence is not desirable, and only the middle-rate confidence can help us make the great decisions in the organization. And I deeply understanding these parts because in my first job interview, the manager asked me, "What do you think about your spoken English?" I said, "I think maybe it's okay." And he told me that, "Stop, I don't want to listen it. In Australia, people like your confidence. You should say it's no problem instead of maybe." And when I come back home, I told it to my roommates. And he told his manager at his interview after days later that I think the kitchen job is very easy, I can do it. But the manager directly said that I don't like the considered people, it is not an easy job. And there is no both sides, neither of us was hired. But it was still a very impressive experience for me. And today I think that if I had read this book earlier, maybe I would have success in getting my job. Of course, although this book named Profit Confidence, I don't think it is totally perfect. There are still 2 points in this book that need to be criticized. The first is that the answer mentions in chapter 5 that using dates to calibrate confidence is too simplistic. The world we live in are constantly changing in the way that dates can never calculate. Otherwise, the world wouldn't have so many problems. In this case, it doesn't make sense for the answer to refer to the situation of producing future confidence in Chapter 6 to help decision making. And secondly, the answer doesn't take into account that different culture has different values about confidence, which make it difficult to define the balance part of the confidence. Still, the example is above. I interviewed for an Australian restaurant, while my roommates interviewed for a Chinese restaurant. And Western culture usually prefers people to be assertive, and while Chinese culture prefer people to be modest. And I think that's one of the reasons why we failed. So I think it is difficult for us to define what kind of confidence is appropriate in the different environments. And I think the book would be better if he had delivered into it. Finally, after reading this book, I would also like to offer 3 useful suggestions for organizational behavior students. The first is that they should consequently assess their confidence levels on a regular basis. Although it is too ideal to evaluate confidence with states, I think that it is advisable to adjust their confidence level according to their recent status and ability, which can help them avoid the trap of overconfidence and ensure that their self-perception is consistent with the reality. And secondly, as organizational behavior students, I think they should actively integrate into the organization so that they can gain confidence in the collective strength from the organization and can improve their confidence from the suggestions in the organization, and finally feed the organization with their profit confidence. Finally, they should also balance the short-term and long-term confidence management. Just as I mentioned earlier, our lives are full of changes. So if we want to have, we don't have to be obsessed with adjusting confidence from moment to moment, which will lend the mental fatigue. While the right balance can not only help us maintain mental health in the face of changing circumstances in the short term, but also ensure continuous motivation in achieving long-term goals. Okay, that's all for my video. I hope that through it, you can have a deeper understanding of the confidence and also develop an interest in this book. Thank you very much and goodbye.